So what we're looking at here is the shift motor for the whole electric shift actuation. I took this motor apart, cleaned it. It didn't look terrible inside. There's a bushing back here. I put a little dab of spray graphite in the bushing, checked the bearing, it was good, lubed up where the shaft goes through. When I took the armature out, which is the shaft that goes down through it, there is a copper contact on that, goes all the way around here. I cleaned that. That's how we renew these. They don't actually give you servicing information on this motor. They want you to replace it as a whole. They will give you servicing information on the starter motor, but not this one. They also will not give you a parts breakdown for this one either. So while I had it out, I serviced it the same way that we rebuild starters. It didn't need any bearings. I cleaned up the commutator in it. It was very dulled and arced out. Took it from a very dark color to a brand new looking copper. Usually that does it when it comes to renewing the life of many of these electric motors. Now, I also test ran this motor, just as they tell you to in the service manual, and I didn't notice anything wrong with it. Test ran it a few times and had no abnormalities at all. So if we test run, the way that this works is it actually moves two different ways. So it moves that way and that way. So it's got to go one way to shift and then return. And they do that by changing voltage through these two wires. To make the motor go one way, you put voltage down this line. To make it go another, you put the voltage down this line. The computer controls all this. That's how they reverse the direction of the motor. So to keep it simple, I tested power and direction going the one way, tested it tons of times, couldn't find anything wrong with it. Now, I tested it the other way and initially didn't find anything wrong with it. Tested it several times, and I'll show you. It's really not struggling or doesn't sound super abnormal until then. And what happened before is I actually had to activate this like 7 times before I actually got that noise out of it before. So I can also tell that there's a high draw coming through this when this happens. Now there's nothing in here that I can feel that is binding this up at all. There it is. So you can see how erratic that is. That's why it wasn't initially so obvious to find. I had ran this multiple times in both directions and I never had that weird noise out of it. What that is telling me is that most likely there's something wrong with one of the brushes, or the commutator inside might have a circuit on it that's bad. I will probably make another video after I take this apart here and test that commutator and kind of see if I can see something that's obviously going on in here. But this is most likely the culprit for our continued shifting issues. Ever since I fixed that wire, we haven't had any communication problems from the switch up top. So I knew the problem had to be farther down, which led me back to rechecking this motor and finding this very erratic nature of this. Yeah, as you can see, it's definitely got some issues in it. As I said, I checked the bushing and the bearing in this, so this isn't like one of the bearings inside going bad causing that noise. That is actually caused by problems with the electrical circuit within this. It's creating a noise from that, harmonics from it. So I will open it up and see what it looks like inside. We're most likely going to need this motor to resolve the rest of those shifting issues.